Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Supernatural Eats. Today we are finally getting around to the ring-dings or ding-dongs. It's from episode 6 of season 7 / fiction. It's with the Leviathans, but in the episode they go to the grocery store and Sam asks Dean, do you want the usual? And he responds that it rhymes with sing-songs. Sam buys the packets of Bing Bongs, which are ding-dongs or ring-dings. So that's what we're going to make today. And the first step is to basically make a chocolate cake. I got the Duncan Hines dark chocolate fudge. So I'm not going to show the whole making of the cake. I'm just going to follow the steps on the back of the cake. So I will see you back here in about, 20 or 30 minutes when the cake is done baking. In true me fashion, things are not going according to plan. I've had the cake in for over the 15 minutes, but it's still wet, and I think it's because I only have the circular pan instead of a wider, shallower cake pan, and 2, I wanted to change up the recipe a little bit and make a mint, so I added a teaspoon of peppermint extract. So for whatever reason, the cake is still cooking. But we can get started on the filling and the ganache while we're waiting for the cake to finish. Okay, so the filling of a ding-dong is basically whipped cream. You have to stabilize it. Now there's different ways to stabilize the whipped cream. There you can use, I think there's a thing called Whip It that you can add in, and that's basically a cornstarch mixture. You can also use cornstarch. I'm going to use the cream of tartar method. Tartar. Cream of tartar. It's a cup of heavy cream, and you're going to whip that. And when it gets to a point where it's almost forming the stiff peaks, you're going to put in 2 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of the cream of tartar, and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, which is optional. So let's get started on that. Okay, the filling is ready. So now we're going to make the ganache, and I read a way to do it in the microwave, so we're going to give that a try. You're going to put your cream in the microwave. It said for 1 minute and 10 seconds. That doesn't feel very hot. But here I have a bowl of, and it said 12 ounces of chocolate cut up. I bought mini chocolate chips, so it's already small, and we're going to add the warm cream to the mini chocolate chips, and then we're going to stir it until it's smooth. And yeah, that's not very, oh, it's warmer than I thought. It's stirring. I mean, the chips are melting, and that's what you want. And I forgot to mention that the stabilized cream should be good for up to 1 to 3 days in the refrigerator. And I think the same is going to be with the ganache. And the cake did firm up and it is cooling. So hopefully we'll have some Bing Bongs in no time. And once again, I should have washed my bigger bowl, but I did wash the beaters, and I thought the bowls would be big enough. So that's my theme. Need a bigger bowl. We need a bigger bowl. And again, there's lots of recipes out there to make your homemade ring-dings or ding-dongs. I have just gone for ones that I think are the easiest, because the one ganache recipe also had butter and a double boiler, and I was like, can I do it in the microwave? So the information's out there. Hopefully these will turn out good. It's actually mixed up nicer than I thought it would for not being like hot. Like you can see, I mean, it's ganache-y. Okay. I think we're almost ready to assemble here. So here's our cake, and you can see I kind of pressed it in and mixed it up to get it to cook better and faster. And you can definitely smell the mint. It is still cooling. So I'm going to put out parchment paper. And I am going to flip it over. Woo! Ooh, that came out so nice. Scared me. Okay. You can see the steam. It's still definitely cooling. Okay. I don't have a cookie cutter that's just a circle, so I'm going to use a glass. So mine are going to be big. So I'm just going to cut a circle out. Ooh. Woulda, coulda, shoulda waited longer maybe. Ooh. All right, let's cut a bunch of circles. Okay, my big size and using the circular cake pan, I'm only gonna get about 4. That's fine for me. Definitely has a minty taste to it, which is what I was going for. I almost feel like I could cut these in half and make, maybe I'll do that. That's kind of more like it. Okay. Just means they're gonna be maybe a little shallower. All right, I think they've cooled down enough. I'm just putting some parchment paper on a plate so they can cool down later. Okay. Now I'm gonna cut a circle. Ooh, out of the middle. I think I went too deep with that one. Try and put them near themselves. I think I made them too shallow now. Let that be a lesson. Don't be in a rush when you're baking. We're getting ready for Snowmageddon, and I just wanted to get these done. So after I took these out, I'm baking some chicken. So if the power goes out, I still have cooked food. Okay. Now we're gonna put some of the cream. Oh, this was to do the cream. Let me get another spoon. Okay. Now I'll put some of the filling in. Probably overfilling them, but they're homemade. Do what you want with them. Then you're gonna put the tops back on. And yep, I overfilled. I also didn't cut the top. Okay. Then you're gonna cover with the ganache. I got different. Ooh, I don't know. I let the ganache sit too long. It's too thick. And my stove was warm, so I set this on it to loosen it back up a little bit. So let's get these babies covered. And this is why we got multiple. So apparently the name of the game is dirty as many things as you can. Okay. Alright, so the bottom is chocolated up. I guess now we're just gonna ganache around it. Alright, and then we're gonna stick this in the refrigerator so that you can see the end result. Well, surprise, surprise, I did have a cake pan that I should have used instead. You live, you learn. Okay, so the first one we made's been chilling for a bit. So now for, the best part is the little taste test. And it can probably chill for longer. This has only been, I don't know, like 10 or 15 minutes. But I can't wait for the final taste test. That was a bit messy. It could definitely stay, get the ganache colder. I think the way I made the ganache, there's an overwhelming taste of the ganache. I'm getting the mint, which I'm really happy about. And I think if I'd have used the correct cake pan and hadn't cut them in half and put more cream in and done that properly, I think they'd be really good. So I may give these a shot again at some point in time. Okay, they definitely need to sit in the refrigerator a little bit longer, but I really just wanted to wrap up this video for today. After today's experience, I think I'm going to create a playlist of cooking and baking mistakes that I have made so that you don't have to, and you can learn from my mistakes. And here's to everyone surviving Snowmageddon. Until next time.